Welcome back and thank you for staying with the broadcast. As health officials led by the island's chief medical officer implement stage 2 and aspects of stage 3 of the COVID-19 plan, there are many gaps left to fill in to ensure an effective response. The problem is that in some areas, St. Lucia has to be able to source technical assistance from other countries, many of whom are locking down their borders. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar George says St. Lucia is well advanced in its plan to manage the local spread of COVID-19, even though the island has not recorded any in-country transmission. The 2 cases on island are imported cases. However, community spread is inevitable, and therefore health officials have formulated a 3-stage plan. St. Lucia has advanced to stages 2 and 3, which includes recruitment of clinical staff for manning the respiratory hospital.
The request was made to India, but based on travel restrictions, they are not able to provide support at this time. The request has also been made for clinical support, both for specialized nursing and physicians, to Taiwan, because we anticipate an increased need and use for ventilators. 12 ventilators have already been pre-ordered, so we will need extra highly specialized medical and nursing teams for that.
Taiwan is still viewed as part of China, and so there are challenges with getting out of China to offer support to St. Lucia. Belmar George says the matter is still being discussed. Given these circumstances, all eyes are on Cuba for help. Cuba has a long track record of providing effective medical assistance and intervention to fight infectious diseases in many parts of the world.
A request was also made to the government of Cuba, and we understand they are also assisting quite a few. A lot of requests have come in from the rest of the region. We do not anticipate to get the number that we want from Cuba, but they have indicated that they are prepared to provide that assistance for the management of the respiratory hospital.
The Ministry of Health continues to press ahead and notably established community respiratory clinics from Monday.
I keep saying when we start seeing, we put the plan in place. To date, we do not have any confirmation of cases in the community. However, our respiratory clinics have been opened from today at the Grozile Polyclinic, at the Viewfort Wellness Center, and also at the Dennery Wellness Center. So these have commenced from today for anyone who has concerns or think they may have been in touch, because some of those our confirmed cases may have been in a hotel. So we are ensuring that persons with concerns from today, being our confirmed cases came in Friday and Saturday, we have started our respiratory clinics.
Before the end of the week, 2 more respiratory clinics will be opened. As part of the COVID-19 management plan stages 2 and 3, there will also be greater travel restrictions, a 311 COVID-19 hotline to be up and running this week, an expedited move to the OKEU hospital, closure of the Rodney Bay, Soufrière and Marigot marinas, cell phone consultations with doctors, cancellation of mass crowd gatherings, churches, and the need for businesses to eventually have their staff work from home. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez. Countries around the world are putting stringent measures in place as they try to deal with the threat of new coronavirus. Here is a look at some of the latest developments in some of the COVID-19 hotspots.
The coronavirus pandemic is prompting unprecedented measures around the world. As well as limiting international travel, some countries are also trying to restrict movement within their own borders and imposing social distancing. Health policy and human rights experts warn countries face a difficult balance between protecting public health and infringing on personal freedoms. Italy remains on lockdown, and not even the dead can receive proper burials as funerals are part of the bans. Italy on Monday reported 349 new deaths from the novel coronavirus, taking its total since the last month to 2,158, the most after China. Italy now has 27,980 infections compared to 15,113 4 days ago. Deaths from coronavirus in Spain surged to 491 on Tuesday from 309 the day before. The number of confirmed cases also soared by 2,000 to 11,178 as Spain closed its borders and maintained a partial lockdown on 47 million people. In a Stern TV address Monday night, President Emmanuel Macron said that France, which is now under lockdown, was at war with the virus. A long list of other European nations have also enacted countrywide lockdowns, and the European Union has suggested blocking all travel to the 26-nation bloc for 30 days. Canada has also closed its borders to all but U.S. citizens. U.S. President Donald Trump has said the nationwide coronavirus emergency could last until the end of summer or even longer. He said Americans over the next 15 days should not gather in groups of more than 10 and avoid bars, restaurants, food courts, gyms, and crowds. The U.S. has so far had more than 4,600 cases of the virus and 85 deaths. President Trump also said the U.S. may be heading for a recession. After his news conference, the stock market fell more than 12% in its worst day since 1987. Saudi Arabia has announced fines of up to £110,000 for people failing to declare correct health-related information and travel details as they enter the country. Anyone not complying with new isolation rules in Australia will face the threat of heavy fines and even jail time in some areas. New Zealand's Prime Minister has warned that travelers who fail to adhere to their self-isolation rules could face fines and being kicked out of the country altogether. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
The Office of the Prime Minister has released a statement in relation to St. Lucians wishing to return home from neighboring Isle Martinique. The statement reads, due to the closing of borders as ordered by French President Macron in response to the coronavirus, all travel via ship or plane has been cancelled as of yesterday, March 16, 2020. As a result, numerous St. Lucians are stranded in Martinique. The St. Lucia Consulate in Martinique is in discussion with the French authorities in an attempt to arrange the return of St. Lucians. St. Lucians in Martinique who need to return are asked to call the consulate in Martinique for further information after 7:30 a.m. The consulate is closed and will not be accepting any walk-in clients because of measures taken as a result of the coronavirus. Persons are advised to telephone the St. Lucia Consulate in Martinique as soon as possible at 0596 718 350 or 0696 785328. In other news, the PRO of the Police Welfare Association, Stanislas Albert, on Tuesday the 17th, gave Hot 7 an update of the well-being of the president of the Police Welfare Association, Travis Chico, who was hospitalized after an incident on March 12th at Marsha. Genevieve Gonzague tells us more.
President of the St. Lucia Police Welfare Association, Travis Chico, was admitted to hospital on Friday 13th after he was struck in the head with a missile when he intervened in a fight in Marsha Castries. The incident occurred around 1 a.m. when Officer Chico, who was off duty, attempted to separate a fight over a minor accident involving two motor vehicles. The public relations officer of the Police Welfare Association on Tuesday 17th told Hot 7 that Chico is doing a lot better.
At present, Chico is doing much better. As we all are aware of, he had an incident in the area where he works, which is in the Marsha area, on the night of March the 12th. The doctors have done the various tests and they have given him the result. He's progressing pretty well. He's due to be discharged today from the hospital from my last information that I received from him.
Albert says this incident simply goes to show the gravity of police officers' jobs.
Well, the incident with Chico only shows the grave danger that we as police officers face on a daily basis. Because the incident at Marsha was merely a minor incident involving two vehicles, which escalated into a scene where bottles and stones were pelted. And like any other good police officer, Chico was around at the time, saw what was happening, and he went to assist an individual who was injured, only to find himself being hit by a bottle.
He says a strong message must be sent to the public.
We're not going to tolerate that in the line of duty that persons will get injured from persons within the public who are just careless. We as police officers are not going to sit back and tolerate that. And whoever sent the bottle, I want to inform the individual that the best thing to do is to report themselves at the Marsha police station. Because one way or the other, we're going to find that person. We're not going to sit back and tolerate persons pelting bottles whether it is at the police or anybody else in the presence of the police.
Albert is adamant that such situations reveal how much utter disregard some members of the public have towards the law and law enforcement officers. He stated that such behaviors will not be tolerated. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.